Okay, great. Finally. Thank you. You've been listening to a faceless person. Great. Everybody, it's Chris. So if you're watching this, all right, I want to, today my segment is about helping you. How do you, people often ask me, Chris, how do you stay focused to your dream? How do you stay so persistent to your dreams, even though when things are not going well, there are lots of challenges. You're not seeing success despite a lot of hard work. Well, let's be upfront, right? A lot of people who are successful today, they are successful not because they outsmart anyone. It's often because they outlasted their competitor, they outlasted their peer, and many of them give up too early before they can see any form of success. Success requires time. You don't judge a kid based on how well he does in his elementary or primary school. Right, end of the day, it's just part of the journey, right? So how can you judge a person's success in his journey towards success? Anyway, what is success, right? So you will never know until one day you reach the destination. And to me, well, if you ask me, if a person, you see, the thing is you can never control the length of your time. You can never control the length of your life. The only thing I feel that we have control in is the height, all right? The height of our achievements as well as the depth of our character. So we can never control the length of our life, only the height of our achievement as well as the depth of our character. So to me is that as long as you are in that journey to living the life that you want, even if you haven't gotten there for some reason, if your life is taken away from you, which you have no control, absolutely, right? We can do our best to maintain our health, exercise, what have not. And seriously, people come to this world like that. People also, life can be taken away like that as well. All right, it's not within our control. But guess what? As long as you're in that journey, all right, you're walking towards your dream life, and you are making progress every moment, all right? And along the way, you're making a difference to the people around you. You're contributing to the lives of those around you, all right, directly or indirectly. Guess what? To me, I will consider this as a life worthwhile, right? So coming back, as I said earlier, today my topic is how do you unleash right, the hidden potential in you? How do you stay motivated? How do you unleash the inner drivers in you so that you are less susceptible to external influence, external factors? You are able to go through challenges after challenges, failure after failure, without losing enthusiasm. All right. Very, very quickly, right? If you ask me, I may not be a parent, but I have some experience of parenting. When I get to mentor my younger brother, my half brother, who was staying in Hong Kong. I remember that he wasn't doing well in school, and he came to me one day asking me to support him to complete his diploma, and eventually he went on to complete his degree. So, but by most people's standard, he was considered a failure to some extent. Why? Well, because he failed his so-called O-level twice when he was in Hong Kong. But guess what? So when we got together, I was extremely strict with him. I laid down the ground rules. To me, I believe in this, right? There's a saying, right? Spoil the rod, spare the child, right? But rather than forcing my hands on him, I actually established an agreement with him on what kind of future he want, and based on the future he want, what are the required commitment, required actions that you need to take to achieve that goal. All right. I'm very happy to say that many people who have witnessed the whole journey has seen how he has blossomed, and he even self-sponsored his own degree, and he's a fine young man today, self-sufficient and doing what he loves, which is in wine. And I'm very, very proud of him. Of course, I will wish more for him, but again, it is his life, and I will respect whatever choices he make. So coming back, how do you go through challenges after challenges without losing enthusiasm? Often than not, right, if I have to pass down something of value to anyone I love, anyone I care for, which includes some of you. Unfortunately, for some reason, I won't be able to see all of you. Some of you may just have come in and to pop in for a while, and I guess you are not here long enough, but I hope that you get to watch this. I see that I've got John Chan, my friend in Penang. Elaine Tan, my mother-in-law, is here. Hi, mom. Hi. All right. So let's talk about upbringing. How about that? Now, again, I'm not here as an expert. I'm just here to share my personal experience. There are 3 areas of development. If you ask me, in order for me, if I have to have a kid, there are 3 areas of development I would love to impart to him or her to ensure that he will never have to worry about his life. He will live a life that is relatively successful. All right. So I give you three set of alphabets. The first alphabet is called EQ. What is EQ, my friend? EQ simply means emotional quotient. All right, one of the well-known author of the book called Emotional Intelligence is this gentleman called Daniel Goleman. All right, so when he wrote the book Emotional Intelligence, he basically mentioned there are 5 areas of EQ, right? In general, okay, it's about your ability to manage your emotion, your ability to read people's emotion, and your ability to communicate, to influence others. All right, you realize that the most successful leaders in the world or entrepreneurs in the world, they may not have the highest IQ, but many of them are successful at the top of the food chain or the corporate world or the business world because they have extremely good EQ. EQ simply means, right, do the right thing to the right person in the right manner, at the right place, at the right time, with the right intention. Simple enough. 6 rights. Okay, let me repeat it again. Do the right thing to the right person at the right time, at the right place, in the right manner, with the right intention. Right? It's a just simple formula. So every time, right, when we ask ourselves, how do we improve our EQ or awareness? We often ask ourselves a question. Hey, did I do the right thing to the right person? Was it at the right time and the right place? Was it in the right manner? Is it with the right intention? If you can answer all these 6 rights, right, this becomes a very clear checklist that we've done the right thing, right? And that's EQ, awareness, right? I kind of sum it. It's not from the book. It's kind of how I sum it up from my years of experience, all right? So that's EQ, because when your EQ is strong, guess what? People are gonna like you. People are gonna enjoy your presence, and along with people liking you comes opportunity, business opportunity, investment opportunity, job offer, joint venture, collaboration, what have not. All right. So it's really important, if you ask me, right, in the personal development, is to work on this thing called EQ. Right. The next thing to work on, right, is AQ, adversity quotient. What is adversity quotient? It's the ability to go through challenges after challenges, failure after failure, without losing hope, without giving up. Now, easier said than done. I just want to say hi to all friends who are watching. Some of them are my old friends. My senior, Raymond, we've been a long time. Wow, my senior, right? He watched me grow up and he's seen all my nonsense, but as a young kid, immature, playful, right? So sometimes when I'm doing this live, is kind of like a reunion with some of my older friends whom I don't have the privilege to keep in touch with because of my heavy commitment in my work and traveling last year especially. So coming back, right, the next thing is called AQ. Now, why is AQ so important? Now, if you have good EQ, guess what? Hi Johnny. People are gonna like you, and you will never have to worry about not getting a job, or you have to worry about a future, because you're going to attract opportunities. But guess what? If without AQ, which is adversity quotient, if you give up easily, if you give up halfway whenever you've met with a tough situation, you're not going to amount to much success or greatness in your life, right? So AQ is extremely important. That's why, to me, the purpose of education is not so much about memorizing your studies and regurgitating your answers during exam just to score A. I think very importantly, the process of education is to develop the sense of responsibility, to develop the ability to go through stress, go through challenges, and to complete your work. And that is the foundation of AQ, which is why you see that a lot of rich, successful parents, right? When they spoil their kids by spoon feeding them, buying them an extremely branded car, in their 20s, even before they make money, give them a platinum credit card with no limit, allowing them to even treat their friends to an expensive meal and without making money for themselves, or all this kind of thing. Guess what, right? You are taking away the opportunity for your kid to develop AQ, which is highly necessary. In fact, it's the same values that gotten you to success. Think about it that way, right? Because parents, out of love, unfortunately, because they've gone through a lot of hardship, they can't bear their kids going through the same kind of hardship. As a result, out of love, all right, they choose to give a better life to the kid by making it easy for them. Unfortunately, this hinder the children from developing the very important element of success, which is called AQ. So, my friends, right? So once you have developed, you have an EQ, you have AQ, guess what? People are going to like you, you have opportunity, and chances are if you persevere, you are likely to do well in whatever path you take, be it in the corporate world, be it in running your own business, etc., etc. All right, but there's one more thing. It's called FQ. What is FQ? Financial quotient. Financial quotient. That is having financial literacy, having good money management, having a good being investment wise, being financially savvy. So your ability to make money, save money, grow your money, and protect your money. Let me repeat: the ability to make money, the ability to grow your money, save money. Sorry, the ability to grow your money by investing well, and the ability to protect your money so that you don't lose it easily due to a scam, due to a crisis, or due to one major bad decision. Okay, so now, hi April, welcome to my show. Great. So understand. So let's repeat. So what's FQ, right? You got it. So when you're person to me, if you have EQ, if you have AQ, if you have FQ, chances are you will be happy in your life because you can enjoy a good relationship. Chances are you will be able to go through a lot of challenges and hardship. As a result, you will be able to reach a pinnacle in the path you choose, in whichever career path you choose. And in terms of FQ, which is your financial quotient, now very simple. If you're well liked by people, you get all the opportunity. Without AQ, you can't amount to greatness. If you can amount to greatness, but you don't know how to manage money, you will still be poor. You still have to worry about money, right? And that's the last thing you want. Money is a tool, all right? I know, I'm not saying that, I never have to worry about money, right? No matter how successful you are, chances are, unless you are a multi-billionaire, even billionaire today, like someone say like Sir Richard Branson, who's the owner of the Virgin Group, I won't be surprised, right? He will be frantically looking for funding to save his Virgin Air. All right, so I'm not going to here to paint you this false illusion that when you're a billionaire or you are a multi-millionaire, you will never have to worry about money, right? You will not worry about money if you just choose to play safe and hide all your money, hide all your money in a very safe instrument, right? And just enjoy the interest and live within your means. No, sure, but what kind of challenges are there? What kind of fun would that be, right? So coming back, all right. So end of the day, if you ask me, EQ, AQ, FQ is something that I will impart to my next generation. Be it I've no children of my own, but to me, my colleagues are like my children. My students are like children to me, right? So coming back, so the thing is this, right? So how do we develop all this without giving up? How do we reach our goal without giving up? I'd like to share something from my own experience. I'd like to share screen. I prepared something for you, and great. Let me check. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this thing that I've prepared for you. Okay, so now the thing is this. I always believe in this, yeah. External motivation and incentives, right? They only drive short-term behavior. Short-term behavior. So in order for us to be able to have a longer lasting change, long-term transformation, it has to be driven by internal inspiration. You have to learn how to unlock your inner drivers. So what are your inner drivers? The three alphabet here: vision, identity, and purpose. Let me repeat: vision, identity, and purpose. So what do I mean? Okay, now, first of all, right, let's start with vision. Vision is about who you see yourself, all right, in the future, where you see yourself in the future, say 3, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, because your vision of yourself, where you want to be, will affect the decisions you make, because every decision we make has consequences, right? So to me, our life is a sum of the choices we make. It's a choice of the sum of choices we make. So to me, the purpose of education, one of the key purpose of education, is to be able to develop good thought processes so that we can make better choices in life. All right. As a result of making more good choices than bad choices over long term, we live a better life. We grow from milestone to milestone. We go from move from level to level. Okay. So now that's vision. Okay. The next thing is called identity. Identity is about who you are as a person. I am. Who are you as a person? All right. So your identity will determine also the choices you make. All right, based on how you see yourself, your belief system, your values, your principles. All this guide your identity. And finally, the third word is called purpose. All right, purpose is simply about your why in what you do. All right, if you don't live your life with a clear purpose, you only live life with excuses. So it's very important to be able to discover your purpose. All right, and as part of your element to unlock your inner driver. So I'm going to go through it one by one. Okay. So let's start with this, right? So know what you want and why you want it, okay? So let me run through this with you. Now, to me, very simply, your vision actually sets the direction of where you want to go. Your identity determines your decision, and your purpose drives the motion to get there. All right. So first thing first, you need to know what you want and why you want it. So very simply, I start off with this first, okay? The second thing, once you have determined where you want to go and why you want to get there, the next thing is to plan how to get there. Right? Simple enough. So you want to know where you want to go first, set the direction, then find out where you are and plan how to get there. All right. And eventually find a team, a mastermind group who can hold you accountable, who can walk that journey with you, so you will not be so lonely. As you let others support you, you will support one another. All right, because when you're alone, it's very easy to fall for temptation. It's very easy to lose focus, and it can be lonely and boring sometimes. So let's start with this, okay? Know where you want to go and why you want to get there. So when I was a lot younger, let me share my own experience. I discovered that this thing called the vision, the clarity equals the power. The clearer you are with the future you want, all right, the faster you're able to make decision. Power comes from this thing called the ability to act. Your ability to take action gives you power, right? So one of the books that inspired me in my younger days was this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's written by the late Dr. Stephen Covey, very well known. So he's also the author of Principled Leadership. So these are 2 books which I highly recommend. So one of the chapter, right, called I think chapter 1 or 2. I think it's chapter 1. They say begin with the end in mind. So Dr. Stephen Covey was saying that how you live your life. Imagine one day you are in your coffin, and then you would ask yourself, right? If somebody were to talk about present your eulogy, what would they say about your life? If you live a life that is well lived, right? So begin the end in mind. So when I first started, obviously I've got the logical. There's a logical reason there, also an emotional reason. So the logical vision was very clear. I told myself, right? I started off with wanting to make a 6-figure active income. All right. And eventually, when I achieved six figure, I told myself I want to achieve a seven-figure active income, then followed by six-figure passive income. Okay, so I was very clear. I'm not here to work from income. I'm here to create assets. Right? Average people, most people will sell time for income. But to me, the enlightened, the wise entrepreneur and investor, they focus on accumulating and building assets. The assets that can give them passive income, recurring income, that fund for their lifestyle, so that even if there's a crisis, all right, it doesn't affect their lifestyle. So that was my logical goal. And also, I told myself at the time I started my career as a financial advisor. So I told myself that I want to serve the high net worth as a high net worth. Right, I do not want to be disrespected. I wanted to be reputable, respectable business person and financial advisor and leader in the financial planning industry. All right, and also I also want to be a multi-millionaire investor in properties, in REITs, in stocks, etc. Right, so that was my vision. Where was it influenced? I didn't get this from my parents. I didn't get this from school. It came from the books I read and the people I mix with and the courses I attend. So if you ask me, I highly encourage people, all right, to remember this quote by Jim Rohn, right? Conventional or academic education will earn you a living, but it's always your continuous self-development that will earn you a fortune. It is inspired by this gentleman called Jim Rohn, which is one of the mentor to the well-known number one success coach in the world, Anthony Robbins. All right. So very simply, so with that vision, apart from doing well in my financial planning industry career, I eventually built one of the leading advisory group in Singapore, where I have a team of 80 partners and full-time associates, and we're generating 10 million worth of Singapore dollar revenue. So that was also before the year I retired from advisory and agency management to focus on doing regional consulting work, which is what I'm doing now and I'm extremely passionate about. So that was the logical reason, right? So the next thing is this, my identity. So how do you determine your identity? What is identity? Basically, is about who you see yourself. I am. So with this, I like to I ask myself, right, who I am as a person. There's no one out there to tell me who I should be, who I should be not. I should be the captain of my ship. I should be the CEO of my life. I should be a responsible steward of my life. So I ask myself this, okay? I am a filial son. I am a loving husband. I am a trusted friend. I am a nurturing teacher. I am a responsible influencer. I am, so you just tell yourself, I am. Who are you? There's no one who has the right to tell you who you are. We have to learn to live our own life, right? I remember a quote by someone I respect tremendously. It's called Dr. A.R. Bernard. He's the advisor to Michael Bloomberg in New York, right? So he said this, right? When you do not clearly define yourself, you will unknowingly give authority to others to define you. And when you allow others to define you, they validate you according to their terms, right? So it's important to learn to live our life, right, by defining clearly who we are. When we do not know how to appreciate who we are, okay, for example, like ladies, when you do not know how to appreciate, and define the beauty in you, it's very difficult to influence and lead others to appreciate your beauty, to appreciate the good that you have in you. So it's very important, all right, to be clear with who you are. So three of the key identity I want to talk about. Three identity. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a while. Three identity. Hey, let me see if I can escape from this. Yes. So three things, right? Number one, all right. If you ask me what are the three very important identity to develop, okay. Number one is the winner identity. Is the winner identity, right? Very simply put. Now, When, for example, I always say this, yeah, a lot of people don't set goals in their life. When you don't set goals in your life, you won't be able to map out a clear path from where you are to where you want to go, because you don't know where you want to go. So it's important to establish goal. There's no doubt. Okay, but once you establish your goal, hi Wilson, yeah. So once you establish your goal, the question is this: um, will you believe in yourself that you'll get to the goal? So often than not, right? Whenever you have set your mind to do something, okay, if you, regardless of the faith you have, whichever religion you have, all right, if you believe there's a good, there's evil, there's a light, there's darkness, if there's God, there's devil, then let me tell you that imagine there's a devil who always want to stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. All right. So if I always say that if there's the devil doesn't disturb you, right, that means you are in his good books. All right. The moment you try to get out of failure to success, trust me, immediately you will face resistance and challenges. It's almost instant. All right. The devil is here to lie, steal, and rob you away from your identity. Because once your identity is broken, right, you stop believing in yourself, you stop believing in your future. That's it. The best way to break a person, to win a person, is to break him. Once you break his identity, he loses everything. So it's very important to guard your heart. All right, guard your heart. So my friends, so if we talk about this thing called identity, all right, the number one thing is to develop a winner identity. Now, why is this winner identity important? Now, let me establish this. Whenever we set goals, right, a lot of times we set goals that we fail ourselves. All right, we set ourselves up for failure. Why do I say that? Because you see, our subconscious mind, when we set a goal at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year, when we don't achieve that goal, what happens is this: we unknowingly, right, our subconscious mind cannot differentiate, an unfulfilled promise versus a lie. Our subconscious mind is very like a childlike mind. So imagine when you promise your kid, your little boy at 3 year old, all right, at 2.5 year old, 4 year old, daddy will bring you to the zoo, right? So the kid is looking forward to that. And because you have an OT or whatever valid reason, if you tell your kid, sorry, I cannot go, daddy got to work, whatsoever. So will the kid be disappointed? Absolutely. And guess what? The kid cannot differentiate, all right, what is an unfulfilled promise versus a lie. And similarly, our subconscious mind will register, you know what, you just lied to me, after a while, you know what, not only does external people not trust you, your internal self doesn't even trust yourself. That's the biggest issue. All right, you can lie to the whole world, but you and I know we can't lie to ourselves. We can justify, we can deny, but our subconscious mind will register all this. You know what I mean? So it's very important to develop that winner identity. So do not set goals that set yourself up for failure. All right. So this is an entire topic altogether. But I just want to touch and go very quickly. So the winner identity. The next thing is I would like to encourage people to develop this thing called a professional identity. What does that mean? That means that whatever you choose to do, you aim to be professional. What is professional? Professional means, right, your ability to deliver result, your ability to make good what you say, right? And the ability to create value when you promise people a value. This is extremely important, right? So when you are able to create result, you will unknowingly develop this thing called pride. Right, pride got nothing to do with how much you're earning. Does it affect? Yeah, a bit. But to me, right, I've seen a hotel captain, that may not be even making 3,500 a month, but when it comes to managing the F&B, managing the floor, recommending, a waiter who recommends the delicacy in the restaurant, the person can present himself with so much dignity and pride. Wow, sir, look at our tiramisu. Mamma mia. Wow. No, they have so much dignity and pride when they do, because they really love their job and they're very good at their job. All right. So to me, right, professionalism has nothing to do with your education. To me, I will respect a cook that cooks well, will take pride in his job, all right, and serve his food with dignity, more than a doctor who is highly qualified, doesn't care for his patient and doesn't treat his patient. Respect is earned by people who can deliver their job well. All right, you can't buy respect. You can't demand for respect. Respect is to be earned. So, my friends, so the professionalism has to me is nothing to do with your job title or how much qualification you have. It's about your ability to deliver value, your ability to make good what you promise people, be it your employer, be it your colleague, be it your clients, or as a teacher, your students, right? So am I making sense so far? If I'm making sense, please give me some comments so I can see what you have to share. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, you can give me your alternate view. I'll be more than happy to see your response. All right. If you like what I share, feel free to share this and either through a terms of watch party, or you can share this link with your friends. Hopefully, it can be of value to you and your friends as well. All right. If you like what I share, also please click like and click love shape so I can feel your love. Right? It can be very lonely sometimes, when I'm talking to the camera and I don't get to see you. I see my friend there, Lenny, David, hi. And great. So I'm going to continue, my friend. So I talk about this thing called identity. Another identity I would like to encourage you is the investor identity. Let me be real, all right? Average people will sell their time to earn an income, and they use the income to fund for their lifestyle. So as the poor will focus on the day-to-day income to buy day-to-day survival, right? The middle class will work hard for income to pay for stability, security, and comfort. The mass affluent, some high net worth, white collar professional, they work hard to earn a high income to pay for luxury and lifestyle. All right. So what happens is this: when they use their time to earn an income, so when there's this disruption to their ability to work, the ability to earn income, guess what? Their lifestyle gets disrupted, get affected. All right. So to me, like I shared in the last session, the last week session, all right, the enlightened investors and the enlightened entrepreneur, they focus on building assets. So when you have developed this investor mindset, you will start to focus less on using income to build wealth, but use capital, use asset to build wealth. Okay. You got my point? Yeah. So I want to elaborate more on that. There's a lot more detail to that, which we can discuss more on another day. So, my friend, that's the part on identity. So, what kind of identity you want? A winner identity or entrepreneur identity, investor identity? You choose. Okay, it's your identity. You choose. Okay, so let me just share a screen shortly. Right. The next thing is this. Yeah. So, so to me, right, I given myself this identity, right, that whatever I do, I will aim to quickly be the top 20% based on a Pareto law. All right. Because I realized one thing, right? If you're not good in something, you will not be able to enjoy it. Be it playing golf, playing football, basketball, tennis, what have not. So I remember playing tennis with my wife for the first time. Guess what? I was busy picking up balls than actually enjoying the game, right? So will I be able to enjoy? Obviously not. I didn't suffer from a workout. I suffer from backache because I was busy picking up balls. So typically, some of you heard of this thing called 10,000 hour rule. In my view, if you were to spend 1,000 hours on something, you can become good at something very quickly. You can easily rise up to the top 20% in something if you dedicate that 1,000 hours based on my humble research, right? Yeah. So example, right? If I decided to become a trainer, okay, I look at most of the trainers in the market, right? Many of them are even they are good, dedicated trainer, but they struggle to survive. And when I joined the financial planning industry, again, I look at most people, while there are one or two superstar, you have a handful that's making six-figure income. Many people are struggling to make ends meet. Based on my observation, right, the average insurance agent, all right, back then were earning less money than a taxi driver. All right, but they have to spend money on dressing up, entertainment, buying coffee for their client, what have not. All right, so it's very saddening. So to me, I ask myself, right, what's the benchmark for the top 20% in the industry? All right, so example, when I was running, right, I asked myself, what is the top 20%? If 2.4 km, what is the top 20%? If you run below 10 minutes, all right, for 2.4, you are considered top 10 or top 20%. So that was my benchmark, and I make sure I get there. Of course, there are people who are like the top 1%, they run below 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Those are the commandos, right? But I always aim for the top 20%. So as a financial advisor, I'm very proud to say that I was the top 5%. And as an agency leader, running an advisory group, I'm happy to say that I'm likely the top 1% in my peers. So when I become a trainer, all right, I dare say probably only 20% of them make six-figure income in terms of trainer. I'm happy to say that, I was able to I'm able to generate the seven-figure kind of revenue, right? Of course, gross, I need to, pay my team members, etc. But my bottom line is there are not many people who can earn seven-figure as a full-time trainer, right? So whatever I do, I aim to be the top 1% or at least the top 20% in something that I'm interested in something that I'm committed to, top 1%. Even a 0.1% eventually. So because of that mindset, right, the winner mindset, because of the excellence mindset, I'm happy to say that I'm able to enjoy my life pretty well, right? Be it traveling, having a good life with my wife, may not be luxurious, but definitely comfortable. Okay, and I hope that makes sense to you. All right, so my friends. So once you have developed the identity, your identity will lead you in the decisions you make. And finally, what keeps you going on and on without losing steam, without losing hope, without giving up? You have to find a very deep purpose, your why, your emotional why. Right? The goal is a logical goal, but to fuel the goal, you need to have emotional purpose, which is why, when I was younger, in my 20s, I realized one thing, right? I cannot wait for people to give me a purpose. I have to give myself a purpose. I don't go out there to find a purpose. I give myself a purpose. And my purpose was this lady over here. And I think many of you can guess, right? Who do you think this lady is? Make a guess. Make a guess. Thanks, Lenny, for typing up. Amazing. Thank you. Make a guess who this lady is. Come on, any one of you. If you're still there. Wow. Still waiting for answer. Okay, can tell obviously my mom. Okay, my mom is really beautiful, right? She's always beautiful in my heart. But the thing is this. So I realized that my mom had a very, very hard life. At 9 years old, she was kind of forced to drop out of primary school in Malaysia to take care of my grandfather. My grandfather was an opium addict, and when his wife left him, so left him with one daughter, which is my mom, which is the eldest daughter, and four other sons. So my mom was the eldest in the family, and 9 years old, she had to quit school and came out to work multiple jobs to take care of my grandfather, who was technically useless, and to take care of the four younger brothers. So her life was tough. Her life was really, really tough. And subsequently, she thought she can find the right man and get married and have a happy family. Unfortunately, because of her not so wise decision making in her marriage, in the end, she had to bring me up. She brought me up single-handedly. All right, you can see that my mom, from a beautiful young lady, she was reduced to a middle-aged auntie who doesn't know how to groom herself. To her, she will give the best to her son, just like any loving mother. All right, so that was me when I was a bit skinnier, back then. But look at my fashion sense. Oh my goodness, what kind of dress sense is that? Nevertheless, that was me. I think back in 2006, 2004. I forgotten already. But back then, I wasn't financially free yet, right? So my bottom line is this. So I told myself, right, the least I can do is to give my mom a good life, to let my mom be proud of me. I think that's really important. To me, right, my greatest fear is to live life with regret or to die with regret. So for my mom, who have sacrificed her life to have brought me up, I think I owe it to her to give her the peace in her heart when she passed on, to give the smile on her face when she leave on, right? So for those of you who know me as a family friend, some of you, you can I dare say this, I can proudly say this, right? If my mom would have passed on today, she can pass on with a smile on her face and have peace in her heart. And I think she is definitely proud of what the son has achieved. I may not be super rich. I may not be like a billionaire yet, or super multi-millionaire. But guess what? I'm good, right? I'm financially free. I'm happy in my life, and I have absolute certainty of my future. I never have to worry about crisis whatsoever. In fact, when there's a crisis, there's a lot of opportunity for investors. So I to me, it's you know, it is the kind of certainty that you have in your life, right? The kind of I always use the word control. I use the word certainty that you have is a joy. I think this is a joy that everyone should get to experience. I hope everybody get to experience what this kind of joy, what this kind of freedom is. Never to have to worry about the future at all. All right, living life with certainty, with self-assurance. This is a very powerful way to live, right? And I can be generous with my friends. I can be generous with my family when I choose to. Not necessarily luxurious, but definitely a very good comfort, right? And so I may not take business class all the time, but I get to travel frequently in business class. For myself. Even for some of my loved ones. So I mean, can't complain lah. Really, don't have private jet lah, but really can't complain, right? So so my friends, when you give yourself a reason to live your life well, to be the best version of yourself, to perform well, you will have an emotional support to drive you no matter how challenging it is. I hope I'm making sense to you. If I'm making sense, please type in the comment below. Let me know how you feel. All right. I hope this can also inspire you to give yourself a reason. You don't find a purpose, you give yourself a purpose. All right. And subsequently, of course, for fun, right? For fun. So to me, my mom has always been my inspiration back then. So guess what? So my dream was to give her a good life and make sure I beautify her. So my side project was to make my mom beautiful again. And this is my mom. This was my mom. I think it was 6 years ago. And we went to Toa Payoh hawker center. She's staying in Hong Kong, so she flew to Singapore, and I brought her to enjoy a nice breakfast in hawker center in Toa Payoh, and she went on to watch me to speak on stage. And even though she didn't understand a word of English, she was smiling cheek to cheek from the beginning to the end. I can see how proud she is. Every time when I achieve something, I launch my book. When I achieve an award, I will send picture to her, and I will send the award to her to honor her. And I know it brings her a lot of joy. So my friends, all in all, I want to say this, right? What's your success story? How do you like your life to be? You are the author of your life. So I encourage you to stop making a living and start living life. Start designing your life. So my friend, this is my little sharing for my personal life and some of my observation. I hope this has been a blessing to you, to help you. My job is not here to tell anyone how to live, but rather use my experience, my humble experience, to help inspire thoughts, to help more people to think about what kind of life they want to live, and what kind of legacy they want to leave, how they want to empower themselves to give a better quality of life to their loved ones. I truly believe everyone is capable to achieve much more, and to me, everybody deserves to be financially free. Right? It's not that difficult. All right. If you understand the rule of money, all right, you will be able to live your life at a so much better, higher level. All right. And now, of course, I'm not here to present myself as someone who has made it. I'm still work in progress. I'm still walking that journey to be the better version of myself. And I hope to lead as many people as possible to walk the journey together. All right. So my friends, again, my time is up. Make good choices, live your life well. All right. And in that journey, make sure that you can enjoy every moment, create beautiful memories for those people around you, and live life to the fullest. So with that, my friend, with love and with respect, I bid you good night, farewell, and I got another 2 full days of training tomorrow and the day after. Yeah, this whole 4 weeks, those whole 6 weeks, every week I've been packed with those 3 day training back to back. Pretty tiring, but wow, um, you being here is like inspiration to me. So because of you, I'm not tired, right? So please remember, if you like what I share, please invite more people to join me. Join us next Tuesday, experiencing life with Chris. Also please give me your comment. What kind of topic you like me to cover? What kind of question you have for me? I may not have all the answers, all right, that you're looking for, but if I get to answer your question, I'll be happy to do so. If there are better people who are more successful than me, who can share with you, who can give you those answers, I'll be happy to connect you. I'll be happy to invite more people who are highly successful in the different path of life, which in the different industry, to also positively value add to your life. So again, this whole channel started off with very little people. Today there are not a lot of people, only about 27 of you watching this, but it's definitely a good jump from last week. So I hope that to see more people, please invite more of your friends to join us, whether they are undergraduate who are looking to carve out a career for themselves, or they're currently in the midst of a career switch. They are working and they are lost. They are looking at thinking about whether they should have a career switch. What should they do? Or someone who is looking into how to become a better investor. Experiencing life with Chris is there to support all these topics. Can so if you have any topic for me to cover, I'll be happy to cover them. Like any topic, could be happiness, could be enjoying relationship, it could be creating more wealth, how to invest in property, how to invest in the stocks, etc. I've got a pool of mentors who have great character, who have proven track record, who can will be happy to work with me to support you, to assist you for free. Yes, so this is a non-profit movement. Please help me drive this movement, experiencing life. All right, so have a wonderful day and good night, everybody. God bless you. Take good care. Bye bye. Thank you.